Hi friends, welcome to the series of videos presenting logical functions in Excel. So in this series, in the last session, we try to understand if function along with and or functions, and we have understood them thoroughly. So in the list of all logical functions, when we go there and see the Excel, we have actually all these formulas. Out of this we have already covered 3, and in this session we are trying to understand if error and if na. What if error and what if na does? So these functions actually deal with the following errors while we are working with the data, doing some calculations and some lookups, etc. So I'm normally when we were doing our regular course of action in what do you call data crunching or whatever it is, when we put a VLOOKUP, sometimes we face this NAs, and we do some calculations, we face some DIVs, etc. So to come across to get rid of those errors, we can use if error function and if na function as well. Let us go to the Excel sheet. So now I have a sample data here. In this sample data, I wanted to put a VLOOKUP for ABC. So for example, for instance, we have this data is a very large data and we don't know whether ABC is there or not, but we are trying to put a VLOOKUP for ABC. So then obviously what happens? VLOOKUP. So lookup value and table array, comma, its value is in second position and then false. 0 is false and 1 is true, so we are actually using false. Okay, so the moment we entered the formula, it's actually coming as NA. The reason is the data, the source data is not containing ABC value here. So this kind of errors may occur. So that point of time, what we need to do is, so we can start if error formula. So how to do that? When I put if error formula here, when I enter if error formula, if error, the moment I see, it is asking two values, rather two parameters. One is the value and the another is value if error. So obviously it's if error. So basically when any error is there, what should be? So first parameter is value, what is actually the value, and if that value is equal to an error, then what's supposed to be there. So this formula is talking about. So here the value is the lookup value. After putting a VLOOKUP, what value is coming is the value, comma. Either you can put 0 or you can put any text within inverted commas, or you can put a blank within inverted commas. Based on the requirement of that situation, the data what you are using, or you want to put the result what is there to be there. So here I will just say 0, enter. So the moment I enter this, it's throwing in the error actually is there, so it's actually putting 0. I can put some text as well to identify such cases, so that I can just make sure that those cases are drilled down and I can rectify them, or I can put a blank so that it's just blank. So the if error is working like this. So make sure if error is very simple formula. When you put if error formula, it asks only two parameters. One, the value which is coming out of your VLOOKUP or what you call any calculation, anything else, and then if the value is an error, what's supposed to be is the second parameter. That simple it is. Now let us come to DIV. I'll give two examples. Rest you can understand how to put the formula. The formula is same for every error. Suppose I have a calculation and I have a 0 and I have some value, and this 0 is coming from somewhere. Suppose revenue is not there but expenses are there. I wanted to calculate a GM, gross margin. At that point of time, if I do 1200 divided by 0, it throws an error. So The reason is denominator is not available, and it's not logical, it's not a right maths, so obviously it will show same thing. So here also you can do the same error, same if error formula. If error, again value is nothing but your 1200 by 0 comma 0, or whatever you want, anything you want you can say. So that way it actually avoids those errors, and your data will shown a proper way, and it will not be very cumbersome, because NAs, DIVs, nulls, they don't show right value, because it will actually disturb a lot while actually creating a table of data or any what do you call dashboard. So this formula will help us. So what if NA works? So if error works with all the errors, and if NA works with only NA. That's all. This is a simple formula, and it's only work with if NA. And if error work with all the errors what we discussed in the formula, that is NA, value, ref, div, num, name, null, whatever it is. But if NA works with only NAs, which is this. Hope you understand, and any questions you can ask. Thanks a lot.